Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers. And are you guys way over? Oh God, wow! I'll have to come over there to say hi. All right, yeah. Here we go. Episode 25 of Prototech Pursuit. As you can see here, we have built an entirely new area onto the platform, and we're going to be putting some fun stuff in here in the future. And in the future, I mean now, this episode. So let's go over what we are going to do this episode. So, in between this episode and the last one, as I said I went off on a grand adventure and got a ton more gold. And I mean millions of kg. I believe we are still processing some of it right now. And we are able to get doubled up on all of our jump drives across the entire platform, including the new section here at the back. Oh my God, we have so many jump drives. And we also improved the amount of thruster clusters and put them on every single arm so that this thing has a little bit more thrust to be able to move itself around as it ever so slowly gains more and more mass, as this thing is 18,300,000 right now. However, that is because we have a ton of ore on the thing. If you look at it, we have got or let's go can't do origin large cargoes. Let's just do that. In our large cargoes, you can see the millions of gold we have, along with millions of stone that I got when I was trying to scrape out every last little bit of gold, as well as I have found some uranium. There is actually a bit more of it down here on this asteroid, so we're going to get that for sure. I've already mined some of it out. There's a few patches around the asteroid, but we'll get a little bit more here. But with that, we'll have zero issues with power coming up in the future, as with all of these jump drives on this platform now, it was actually getting to the point where just to charge them all once fully from a jump depletes every last bit of battery power I have. So actually all of my engines are running full speed right now because like every single one of my batteries is fully dead. Let me take a look here. I added more batteries as well. They're all down at like 500 kilowatts out of 3 megawatts. So yeah, our battery reserves are quite low because we had to charge up all of these jump drives, but that does mean that we can start doing really long range jumps and getting to some of these far off unknown signals. But for today, with the new section of the platform, I'm thinking we're going to have to build up a little drone printer thing. I want some sort of automated way that will create a drone and spit it out for me. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, but I want to have like a little control area right here. Maybe take this from catwalk straight and like have the catwalks punch out a little bit that way, put a button panel down so I can control the contraption from here and be able to go through and maybe have a couple different blueprints all loaded up, all on a nice rotor head that's attached to a piston that goes out and goes through a wall of welders right in the middle here. And then whenever I want a particular drone, I just press that drone's button and then it pulls back through the wall of pistons and builds me a new drone extremely quickly. Now, I could use just build and repair to make the drones. I could just have a series of projectors out here, and then just whenever I want a particular drone, I just went and pressed a button, turned on that projector, build and repair would build the drone, and then I just take it, slice it off, and take it away, and we're done. But now we're going to make this a cooler system than that. And then with the other section over here, we have I think, a location to put all of our Prototech stuff. Because right now, it's just sort of stuck to the top over here, and it's getting kind of ugly. So I think a nice area here, maybe having a couple catwalks going out and connecting across with the Prototech stuff all wired up and connected to the grid, so that I can start using my Prototech assembler and such, and seeing what I can do with it. But yeah, that is the plan for today. And so let's get started on a drone printer. Alright, so first thing I know is I want to have this area here be like a little control area. So I think I'm going to cut back the catwalk a bit and change it out. Instead of a straight like this that has on both sides, we're going to go for a wall on this side. Perfect. And oh, wait, what? Did this, like, disconnect here? Oh, I think it's disconnected here. I didn't realize that that would disconnect. Okay, I'll just replace that whole section then. Well, anywho, I think 3 wide there is going to be perfect. And then we can go back to the wall straights. Straight, straight. And then this is a wall on the side closest to the conveyor. Oh. I wonder, I could probably change out the conveyor here to have it have a hard connection point there, or even just this conveyor here, so it gives that thing some support. But, whatever. It's all work. Then probably we'll do some beams, maybe. Because we do have the beams below. I'm going to change it out to the beam color that I'm doing. And we can get something that looks good, like it would fit in there. Thinking we're going to have beam slopes, I want to say. Oh, and I think I made that maybe one too far out. Oh, I think I did. I wanted the center here. So, thinking one on each side, and then I can, from that beam slope, just have a regular old beam block. And then maybe in the center here, I can have a beam block like so. Yeah, something like that might look good. Because then with the catwalks, I can have them come out like so. Maybe get a corner catwalk here. Well, let me get the wall on the other side first while I have it available. Gotta fix all this up. It's falling apart on me. Wall there. Wall there. And then these are going to be corners. And now, this is connected up to these blocks, so this shouldn't disintegrate when I grind that down. And I can put a straight back in here. And then, again, rebuild this pathway over to here. I really should make it so that these connect properly up. Fill in that hole, and then probably find some form of control panel. Some button panel, I'm thinking. And sci-fi button panel. Sure. That works. Because now I can stand out here on my little platform, and I can press my buttons, and they'll do things, and they'll operate my printer. This will be like, do the print, and then I'm thinking having different available blueprints for being able to print multiple things at once. So, what I'm thinking is that we're going to have probably a rotor on a piston, that is going to push out from here, and then it's going to have a small head on it, which then has a projector. Because I don't need a large projector. I'm not building large drones yet. I want to be building small grid drones. So I'm going to have to do the rotor, slice it off, like the head off of there, put it on a small head, put a projector on that is then going to be what I'm going to project. And I'm thinking with the welding wall, I'm going to have the welders be over here and be static like this. Possibly right up against this. Give me the most room to play with. And also the easiest to connect into these pipes here is all I need to do is just punch through right here and make these all T's. And then I can, yeah, have the most room. Probably make a small nested piston system with the thing, maybe piston pushing underneath the welders and holding a small grid projection right up against them, and then being able to slowly pull that back and build it up. All right, let's get that welding wall in position. I'm going to use the pipe T junctions, and I'm going to slap those in the back here. And then these upper welders are being fed by the bottom welders through their ports on their sides. And I think, I think I just need the little 3x3. I don't think I need anything else than that. Because I can have the projection coming right up to the center here. And it can fit in there. And then to make it a little bit cleaner, I wonder if I want to do some glass, some windows there. Because we do have a 3x3 glass, don't we? Because if I put some glass on in front of this, it gives me that nice clean edge for this. Oh, I think I want to do that. So let's grab a beam. I think that'll be the best way to connect it up. Don't need the conveyor junctions anymore, so we can drop those. We can just get a nice little beam. Ooh, it's going to be a base, I think. Like so. And then has to be a little small slope in order to have a connection point. So that this thing, yeah, can sit right in there. And we can have a little projection wall for us to use. We could even encase this a little bit more because we have these 2x3 flats. We can encase the sides of them so the projectors are just that little bit of safety. Our little welder box that we've made. Ooh, I kind of like it. And then even so on the top we can put a little 1x1 here. A little 1x1 flat. Slap you in there. And down here, a little 1x1 flat. Fill in all those spots. And we have a nice little safe welder wall. Now we just need the piston mechanism. We'll grab out a tasty square piston because these things are cool. And I'm going to see how far this thing is out fully extended. Because I think what I might need is just 2 pistons. So if you're extending, I believe you're going to reach a maximum distance here. Yes. Yes. You're not going to get to your max distance. You're going to catch there, and that is okay. So you can only go out 4 point something meters. Realistically, it's probably a little bit less. And then you can go out your full distance. So that full distance of 10 and this 4 and change here that you have. So probably 14. So if I set both these pistons to like max of 7, max of 6, this should probably work. And coming out here, reaching a max there, 6 blocks each, or 6 meters each. Very good. Might have to finesse this a little, because right here we're going to add probably just a little bit less on all of these square pistons. Let's go 5.5 each. Because I'm thinking a armor block and then a rotor on there with that cut off. And then we're going to have a small head. And I wonder, this will probably work out just fine. Then we can come up from there with small grid over till we get a block or two this way, which will be our connection point to start building the projection. So I don't think we can. Oh, we just barely can put that in there. And that is right up to the glass. So the projection will be aligned so that it attaches here on the other side of the glass. And because that block area, like that volume is taken up, then I want to hope that the build and repairs won't automatically build it. And that it'll be set up so that when the pistons are pulling slowly backwards, the welders will do most of the job, and then the build and repairs can get anything they missed. I think that is going to be our setup. Because then on here, what we can do, as small grid projectors, we can slap them on here. And right and left there. And I'm not sure which way is which here. We got right and left, and then that is forward. Okay, so we can do 3 different projectors. 1, 2, and 3. Get in there. Let's rename those projector 1. Probably can do this just in a control panel over here. Projector 1. Don't even need the dash. Projector 1, Projector 2, Projector 3. We can name those for the different things that we put in them. So let's just throw the build and repairs off for a moment. And let's try doing something into Projector 1, which I do have my drone blueprint here, my assault drone. And it is projecting it there. So I think that's a half heavy. I might, in the blueprint, change this to a full. Because then I can use that as a block to build off of. You know what I mean? Because I need a full block that I can build from. And I don't want to use this block because then as I'm pulling out, the guns are going to be sticking back forward past this and might get in the way. That's not good. So yeah, let me just quickly, I have my build and repairs off anyway. Let's pop into creative real quick. We will load that assault. Whoa, hello. I didn't mean for that to go flying. We'll load this little assault drone in here and we'll grab some heavy armor and we'll just swap out that little spot there for heavy armor. And then I'll just copy. Actually, what I should be able to do is actually just cut it, which will put it on my clipboard. And then I go into my thing here, and I can go replace. And I will replace the blueprint from my clipboard, and now that has the change to it. So now I can go back, turn off my creative mode tools, and set this projector up with the new version of the assault drone. And now it has the heavy armor block at the back, which will allow me to connect. So all I have to do now is align this thing. So pitch. Oh, that's actually good. Horizontal offset. I think we're good. Vertical offset. I want to come up to here, I believe. And then push it forward. Yeah, we're perfectly in line.
Low.
And we just want it so that that armor block is right there on the end of this light armor block. Perfect. Just need to grab some energy. All right. So I think we can actually do a little bit of a test here. This is going to be our max distance push out for our pistons. And I'm going to set up a little timer system here because I want each one of these buttons to correspond to activate a blueprint. And what I mean by this is that this will call a timer that will set 2 of them off and 1 of them on. And this would set 2, like the top one and the bottom one off, the middle one on, and this one would set the 2 on the top off and the bottom one on, sort of thing. So I can rotate through the blueprints as they're loaded in. And I can have my assault drone, and I can maybe make a railgun drone, and I can do other stuff. I can have drones, whatever type I want, click, and then just press the button over here, and that would cycle it, which will pull it back slowly, and then maybe an event controller when it reaches 0 would, I don't know, do something. I don't know. Figure it all out here as I go. But I think we can do a quick test. We can go welders, which are our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, should be all of our welders. Printer welders. We should be able to go here and actually we might want to keep those welders just on permanently. And then this button should be for these pistons, which is going to be the printer pistons. And they're going to go really slow, like 0.1 or something to start. And we're going to have this here be a reverse of those pistons. So here we can go to reverse. So what it should be, when I press this, no, not on bar 1. I wanted it on bar 4, you silly thing. I wanted it over here. Reverse. I pressed this button to access it, so it should be when I press here, and then I give it something to do, like that. It should go to the one that I pressed it from. God damn it. Click. So now, these guys should be pulling back slowly. And this might be a little too fast, but we'll let this one go first. Oh! Okay, it's... This is why we test. Whoa! The entire place just moved, but our clang is gone. Oh, I think I forgot to lock this as well. Yeah, that might have been an issue. And is there enough room for our assault cannons? Ooh, maybe not. Okay. This thing might be a little too... Oh, I might have to get this thing to come back somehow. Okay, okay. There's adjustments I need to make. Let's turn off the welders for now, because they went crazy. And let's maybe rotate this slightly. This way's a bit more open this way. Let's rotate it out into the open air. Oh, come on. Stop moving. And... because we didn't get that conveyor junction built. Now the assault cannons can get built. Okay. There they are. Well, that mostly worked. I'll just throw the build repairs back on to finish that guy off. So yeah, this drone's a little bit too long. The concept worked. It just needed the Schneider tensors on. And I need to be able to pull this thing back further. So, I could, instead of the large grid here, I could make this all small grid. Make this a small grid piston setup. Because then I would have more finesse. Alternatively, I just go from here and come back and then up and then over and print it there. That's one way to do it. Or I can do some sort of piston nesting, like send something back this way and have it this length of piston, not be pushing this far out, but instead have it loop around back this way. That'd be another way to do it. Let me think about this for a second. But in the meantime, we can just slap a seat on this thing and slice it off from the base, as its batteries should have just enough juice in order to get this out of here. And we have a brand new drone, freshly printed, ready for combat. We can go and for now just park it over here by the destroyer, which we're still going to do some work on. Replace out some guns with welders and stuff, so they're able to auto rebuild. There we go, right on the connector, and we can connect up. Turn off our dampeners. Take the seat off. There we go, ready to launch drone. And if everything is working correctly, those assault turrets there, if I pop into the control thing here, auto cannon turrets. Yeah, those auto cannon turrets there just grab some ammo. Wonderful. Everything's nicely piped up and working. So that is one quick way we can spit out some drones. Let's go fix all the spacing issues and make this thing work wonderfully. I do like the look of these pistons. I like the look of the square pistons, but what I think I can do is I can pull them back. I think I can use the space underneath here. If I... not there. If I cut through here and I push these pistons back this way and I get the square piston there, is this going to clang on me when I push it out? Is Mr. Piston going to work properly? Is a really good question. If I share NURSA tensor U and reverse U, you're going to slide right through there. Oh my god, that works so well. Okay. I love the fact a while ago, I can't remember exactly when, but a while ago, they went through and a lot of these spaces, they made everything like slightly smaller with their physical hitboxes, so that when you get to these kind of little spaces here, you can put a piston in there and it can push through and it works just fine. So I think we might actually be able to fully extend out this second piston as well. We'll just stand by here on reverse, just in case the thing starts to clang horribly. But we got to 9.73, so we're going 19.73 meters in total. So we can retract both of these. And I can probably set them both to 8, I want to say. 8-ish. Which is -2 it to bring it back quick. And it tucks in right there. Oh, that's wonderful. And, oh, I still need to have the armor block in front of it, so I need to pull it back a bit more. But we can go armor block, which will go armor slope up. And then we'll go a... let's say an advanced rotor, because we can do the medium head on there, which gives us a 3x3 thing. Rotor lock it, and then we can have a nice flat platform here to build stuff up on. Nice. Okay, so for these pistons, let's set them to 6 for a moment. Let's just send them out. Let's see how close we can get further. So we can do another 1 each. Ooh, maybe a little bit more. $7.5. Okay. We get the other one to 7.5. A little bit more. That one's to 8. Let's take this one to 8. Okay, we're touching here. That's perfect. So then off of this, we go up a couple blocks, and I think it is perfect right here. We just bring this in towards, and we have it kissing the edge there again, perfectly in the center. All right, wonderful. And then we can add our projectors back in. For now, I'll just do the 1 until we can get everything all nicely working and set up. Right and left, and the arrow pointing forward. Perfect. And let's do this test again. So, printer pistons. We're going to do our build and repairs off. That is pushing them in and out again, although I have to really slow those down to 0.1. Might make that even slower in the future. And then for this projector, let's give this... Oh, God, I don't know which projector this is. I'll have to go and name it here. Assault drone. So, drone... there we go. Projector. Blueprints. Assault drone. And then, again, we'll have to maneuver it into position here. And that is, with the guns completely clear. So that will work. So what I should be able to do now is stick that in. And it's going to go very slowly. I mean, it's safe, but it's slow. And something I want to test while this is continuing to push in there. If I pop in creative again here real quick, I bring out this assault drone. If I put a seat on this thing and set it to be no dampeners, right? I don't want this thing to be dampening when it first comes in. If I copy that, does this thing have no dampeners as well? It does. It copies that. So if I blueprint with this with no dampeners, so if I cut this, and I'll go into my assault drone here and replace with what's on my clipboard. Let me get rid of that. If I bring the assault drone back out from the blueprint, is it still got no dampeners? It does! Okay, that is excellent. So that means I can get out of creative here, and I can give this a no dampeners blueprint, because that was the issue before. It started having its dampeners, and it started trying to fight its way out of there, and it almost broke itself off. So if I give it a version that has no dampeners on, and it's all nicely aligned already, because it's the same blueprint, maybe that's going to work better. And I think I might need another button over here, unless I'm only going to have like 2 different types of drones. But who knows? I can maybe change up this platform a little bit. But let's add, say, the welder wall right here. We'll turn those on and off. And so we can turn our welders on. We can reverse our printer. And this thing, as it's coming out, going a little fast. I'm going to slow it down. We've got these square pistons. We'll make it minus 0.05. So it's negative 0.1 in totality, because we've got the 2 ones there. So hopefully this should be enough time. They're missing little bits, like this armor bit here, that armor bit there, that armor bit there. But again, this is like little accoutrements I did at the end that don't have any connection to this ion. It was connecting to this, so this had to get built before that could get built. And probably this had to get built before this could get built, so maybe these just don't print properly. At least with this setup. And because we're going nice and slow there, it looks like everything inside got built up properly. And now we're just waiting to get fully drawn out. We've done the camera. And they're trying to weld the assault cannons, but they are in the middle of the block. So the moment they clear the glass there, the 2 assault cannons should pop in. Yep. And easily weld it up before we're even fully retracted. Awesome. And then we can have build and repairs on. That's the next test. Print another one while build and repairs are on. I want to make sure that build and repair don't build anything inside this area. They shouldn't, but just want to check to make sure that doesn't occur. Because then what I do is I can slice it off and put a seat on it and go park it myself and replace the armor block there. And let's go park it up to the destroyer. And we got to park and dampeners off. And these assault cannons, yep, inventory 72 out of 72. It has autocannon clips in it. So it is getting fed through. So all the internals are working as well. Oh, that is absolutely wonderful. We're restocked with drones. And all I need to do now is... Oh, I need to put keep blueprint on that thing. Because it looks like it has lost its blueprint. So let's throw that back onto here. Build and repair is off for a moment. The projector for assault drone. Assault drone. And we'll say key projection. And why not mark unfinished blocks? And we can, Oh, wait. I've got go-to things, right? We have that now. Okay, I need more buttons. I need more buttons. I need to throw on some buttons here. I'll do this temporarily, and then I'll go back and make this properly functioning in the future. But we have the ability to tell pistons and such to go to a length and do it quickly, and then tell them to go to a length and do it slowly. So I can have a button panel here that is just like extend and retract, and it'll work nicely. And I was waiting for my build and repairs to do something, but then I remembered I had them off. Oh, God. I'll have to fix the flooring here so I'm not falling through my floor. But let me out. Let me out. God damn it. Go around. So what we could do is currently right now these pistons, these square pistons, are going out to 8 meters. And we want them to go to 8 meters quickly. We want them to retract from 8 meters slowly. So we can do this button for that group. And it can be for pistons. We can set and move. We're going to set 8. And we're going to set move, say, 2. Nice fast velocity. This will be extend. And then we can do the same thing here. We're going to set and move. And we're going to set distance 0. And we're going to set velocity negative 0.05. Between... Oh, no, right. This, because it's going to that distance, the velocity is inherently going to be negative. We just have to put it as a positive number. Okay. And this is going to be retract. So when I press this, it flies out to reset. And then when I press this, it retracts slowly. Oh, okay, that's going to be great. And then I just need a... I can set up even a timer system of turning the welders on and off. Right? Because what I could do is I could have a set of timers probably on here so that they're small grid timers and they don't take up a bunch of space. And I could have it so that when I press this, like extend, it says activate, so it'll extend out, and then a couple seconds later it'll automatically retract, and it will turn the welders on for a duration and then turn them off later. Oh my god, I'm getting smart. Oh, I can make this thing absolutely amazing. And did we have build and repair on during this time? No, build and repair is off. We got this block missing, but we managed to build it on the other side. Huh. We managed to do it. And there we go. Salt cannon's built up. We can throw build and repair back on here for a second. Should grab that missing block there. And then we can... Oh, if I slice this off and move it away, it's going to very quickly start rebuilding, aren't we? Is build and repair have a system that won't build blueprints? Construct projected blocks. Oh yeah, build new. I can just set it up so it doesn't build new blocks. So I should be able to cut this off. That's projecting the thing out again. I can do a seat. It should help me building the seat because that is an actual block that I placed. But if I pull this up and out of the way and replace this, it should weld this up, but it shouldn't touch this. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. And now I just need to get a bunch of timers and event controllers and stuff, and I can totally set up this to work properly. I could have it so that I have like one button here that's like I select the thing and then I have a single button for print. I don't have to worry about extend, retract. I don't have to worry about the second panel or anything. I can just do a print button, and that would, when I press that, do multiple things. It would first extend these all out, then a second later activate the pistons, then a second later would pull it back slowly, which would just be a few timers in sequence. Oh, dude, I'm totally going to set that up. Just give me a second to go put this drone somewhere. Then we can have multiple projectors and be able to swap between them. It's going to be amazing. So, timer. I think we need 3 timers in total. And we will grab these 3 block spaces here to put them. And we'll go with a nice little automaton timer. And we'll do this as A, B, and C in order. So what this is going to be is that this button here is going to activate. Remove that from toolbar. Remove this from toolbar. We don't need that. This is going to activate A. Timer A. Trigger now. Timer A is going to be pistons extend. And their max distance was 8. So we want timer A. We go in here. Automaton timer block A, which I'm going to call this printer timer. Timer A, and let me just get that on all of these. We're going to set up an action, and we're going to, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to call timer B to start, and we're going to go to our pistons, our printer pistons, and we're going to set and move distance 8, velocity 2, and sure, EX8, extend 8. And then it's going to call the next timer. So then timer B, we're going to have a delay of, I don't know. Let's just set it for 5 seconds. We can rein that in and make it a little bit tighter timing later, but let's just make sure everything works first. It's going to call timer C, start, and it's going to be 2 things. It is going to turn welders on, and it is going to printer pistons. We're going to set and move 0 distance at 0.05. And then it's going to print. Do I even need timer C? Oh, timer C is to turn off the welders. So like 30 seconds later, maybe. Sure. We can go set up actions, groups, welder, off. So what this should do is fully extend, wait a few seconds, turn on the welders, and slowly come back. And when it's done, 30 seconds or so later, turn off the welders. And I think we can just do a quick, actually we could just do a quick calculation. It's 8 meters out, and they're coming back at, well, it's 16 meters out. They're coming at 0.1 combined per second. And so that'll be 160 seconds? No. Until they're fully back? 2 minutes 40? That sounds a little bit long, but let's try it. Fully extends out. We already had the welders on, so that was a mistake. And then it starts to slowly pull back. And the welders are off. Okay, something went wrong. Let's let's reset. Timers. Stop. Setup actions. Toggle on off. No. Just toggle on. There we go. That's probably what went wrong. Okay. Because they were already on, and then that screwed up everything. So let me get rid of that. So that it's out of the way. These are off. So I should just be able to hit the button again. Yep, they turned on. And now they're pulling back. Excellent. You can see build and repair going in there to help where it can. And all of the small bits here are getting properly welded up as well. But the welder wall is doing the main bulk. And it's welding it quite quickly. Alright, and we're just down to the part where we have the assault cannons. How many more seconds do you have left? We have a 160-second delay. And that's timer C. We've still got another minute on that, which, you know, that feels right. That'll be for its full retraction. Yeah. So, boom, we're done. So it was like a few seconds ago now. We get to timer C. Yeah, so if I cut this off by another 30 seconds less, it would be enough. But this stuff isn't fully retracted yet. So if I made a drone that was longer, I would still have to have this be on this timer. But what this should do is in a few more seconds here. Timer C, yeah, 14 more seconds. We're going to have this get turned off. Should happen any moment now. Yep, there we go. Turned off, and now it's safe. And then we just slice this off and replace this bit here, but I'll have to figure out a better way to do that. That's for sure. And maybe an automated way to park this thing. I don't know. But we got drones, man. We're just pumping them out now. Don't go anywhere, drone. You go over there. Perfect. I guess I do need that seat on there in the future for parking this, so I'll keep it there. Alright. The only other thing we could do here is set up a multiple system. So we can have multiple different blueprints as soon as I fix this, so I'm not falling to my doom. So this will be really simple. We just have another 3 timers and a couple more projectors. So we got to get our projectors back on here. We'll do them down the center like that. And then for timers, we can just do it up the side beside those projectors and then associate them. Because this is assault drone, so this will be the automaton timer, which will just be printer timer assault drone. And then whatever this will be number 2. So projector 2. This is projector 3. And this guy's going to be printer timer 2. And a printer timer 3. So, for the different projectors as well, we got projectors assault drone 2 and 3. When we have this is going to call the timers. So this is timer assault drone, which is going to be just trigger now. This will be timer 2, no, trigger now, there we go. And timer 3, trigger now. So assault drone is going to be, we're going to set up actions. And for our projectors, we have our projector assault drone toggle on. And then projector 2 and 3 toggle off. So when I press that, these two should now be off. Yeah. And that one is on. And then just do the same thing, but now for 2 and 3. So timer 2 for our projector. We're going to go assault off, 2 on, 3 off. And for printer timer 3, set up actions, projector, drone off, 2 off, 3 on. And now we should be able to turn off and go to different projections and then bring back the assault drone when I want to get to it. So now all I have to do is just load different projections into those projectors. So I can just throw something in there really quick just to see this working. If I can get them on. And then, I don't know, it's just some random flyer from EFM. It doesn't need to be pretty. I just need something in there. And then the Firebird from EFM. Not EFM. Escape from Typhoon, EFT. So we have those different things. I can just go Assault Drone. I can go the Flyer. Obviously not in position, but it's there. Or I can go the Firebird, which is... Oh! That blueprint still has the whole boat attached to it. That is hilarious. Okay, we have a whole boat there, I guess. But there we go. We can cycle through projections here. And then when we're ready, we just go click, and it'll go forward and print the projections. Oh! That's awesome! Oh, I gotta go and remove and remove. We don't need those silly projections anymore. We just need the assault drone for now. But at least this thing is modular and scalable, and I can add stuff to it in the future. All I have to do now is figure out a nice way that I could do this. Maybe by making my setups so that this is a merge. And this is a merge. Yeah, let's try that. I think that'll be the last upgrade we do to this for this episode. Make this a little merge, and then I'll turn on creative. And let's get that assault drone out again. And let's pop that off and make that a merge. So now we'll do one more print test with everything online. We'll get a trigger now. Automaton timer block A. Trigger now. Boom. It'll zip forward. Get into position. Turn on. And start pulling back. Ever so slowly. And the merges build and the merges merge. Oh. That's perfect. That's the design. You have a merge on the butt of your ships. That way you can do this. There we go. We've got a little drone printer back here. So now I can just sit back here and just spit out all sorts of drones and kick all sorts of ass. Because I'll be able to take infinite drones into whatever bit of combat I want. Oh, this is great. And while that is printing, I want to check in on our stock of things like thruster components. We do have 246 there, 561 there, several hundred there, several hundred there. Okay. We have a lot of thruster components, and if I think about how much these use, these only used, say, okay, that's 12. And we should just do a quick count. So the large ones are 12 each, and the small ones are 1 each. Okay. So let's throw a seed on this. Wait until the gun gets built up here in the front, because I want to see how many thruster components I am using per. Because they're the only really expensive thing on this thing. That's the platinum. So what I should be able to do is... unable to park. So it's not park. I need to go to the merge. Small merge block. And I need to unmerge them. Oh, maybe that's the final thing here. In you final timer block. When you're done, you unmerge. I need to get this particular merge block right here. Merge block printer. And then add that to C. Printer timer block C. Setup actions. The merge block from the printer. Toggle block off. And when you have the first one, the merge here, we set up actions right at the start. We're extending. We go to that merge and we toggle block on. There we go. That is the final thing. So now I should be able to do is just trigger now on this. And this thing is free. It'll automatically disconnect it. Yes. Yes. Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. Oh, I'm going to have so many drones by the end of this. I'm just going to be able to spit drones out constantly. And I'll be able to just coat my ships with them. And just whenever I see an enemy, throw a drone at it. Don't have to worry about it. Just throw drones at it. Okay. One of the next things I want to build is a drone carrier. Just imagine a ship like that, but just coated in drones. Like 15 of them. And when I go into battle, you know that little move I did where I spun the ship and then I'd release the drones so that they went off on each side a little bit and moved away from the ship? Can you imagine that? Just fly your ship in towards it, start spinning like this, and then just launch, and there's like 15 drones going every direction, and then they all lock and start tracking their way in. Oh my god, it's going to be glorious. Okay, I am so freaking excited. I am so excited. But I wanted to do a count of how much platinum I'm using. So we have 12 in each, so we have 24. So it's whatever small thrusters we have. Warfare iron thrusters. 15 plus 24, so 39 per. 39 thruster components. So, call it 40, just for easy math. So, for a single thruster component, we just take a itty bitty bit of platinum and gold under 1. So, that 40 times like 0.1 would mean it's like 4 and change. And that 40 times 0.3 is going to be the dozen or so gold. So a dozen gold and about 12, no wait, less than that, 40, like 4.5 platinum. So a dozen gold and 4.5 platinum approximately per drone that I'm sending out. So then if I look at my gold that I have stockpiled, I do have a ton of gold coming in, and we got several thousand already processed. I mean, I have almost 2k platinum, so if I'm only doing like 4 and change per drone, I have a lot of drones I can make here. And that is not considering the fact that I can get thruster components from stealing from the AI. So I can replenish my thruster components regularly by attacking AI and stealing theirs, or just going to mine more platinum. And like, for example, there, I've got, you know, if I'm taking 40 per, I've got well over 100 drones that I can build. Not 100. 40, no, not 100 drones. That would be like 5 per. I can build like a dozen drones there with that thruster component pile in just that one container. So that's like a dozen drones. Okay, cool. I have a lot of drone ability now. I have a lot of drone ability. I mean, if I wanted to, I could go and make like a hydrogen version of this drone. I wouldn't be able to get off the block here immediately unless I piped this all up. And I piped this through, and I added say a conveyor converter here, and I piped this up with a pipe, and then had a pipe going into the bottom of this with a small connector and a small connector. So that way this thing, when it was built, could get some hydrogen. That is something I could do. I theoretically could retrofit this to be hydrogen-based as well. However, the sun is going down on me. I think this is going to work just fine for now. We have the ability to just shit out drones like crazy. Like, we made 5 drones in this episode. Easily. Like, all I have to do now is just go down here, and I just have to go and walk up to my printer, select what I want, and then click go. And I will get a new drone. And I can reload, rearm, and get on out there so freaking fast. Oh my god. This is amazing. I might actually do that though. Go through here, build this up, and put a connector in there. In the future. Maybe if I make a Mark II version of this drone. Because that would allow it to get its ammo loaded, and I could have a little conveyor sorter in there that pulls ammo automatically. So that way it's fully loaded from this system. Who knows? Or even potentially a secondary arm system above here that when this printer is finished, the arm reaches down, because the drone is now disconnected, grabs the drone, pulls it up, and places it there, and then allows the printer to move again. So the system is automatically just throwing the drones out and putting them in various parking spots. I mean, that could work too. That would be kind of fun. But, yeah. I think that's going to be it for now. Our drone printer is working spectacularly. And, I think we're going to go and do some more combat in the next episode, most likely. In between this episode and the next, I'm probably going to grab all of my Prototech stuff from over here and move it all down here and put it into its own nicely organized space. Which is kind of a boring thing to do on camera, so I'll do it off camera in between episodes. Oh, God, I just love this thing. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.